We don't talk about him as much, but...
So Logano has separated himself from Kyle Busch by about 9/10 of a second. Then Eric Jones has fallen to third. Blaney running fourth. Kevin Harvick is fifth. Kurt Busch sixth. Denny Hamlin, as we were just riding along with him, in seventh. Mark Truex Jr. eighth. Chase Elliott ninth. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 10th. Marty.
Ricky saw how bumpy it was for Denny Hamlin. Right behind him is Martin Truex Jr. And they intentionally run through the bumps. They're so much better on the bottom of the racetrack, and it takes a while.
Can you hear my TV?
That's kind of counterintuitive. You would think, hey, you would want to run high, even though he's going right now to get around Denny Hamlin. You would think you would want to run high.
Here comes Elliott.
Truex and those guys like the bottom so much.
Elliott's watching. Elliott's watching the children play right now.
Yeah, he ran the bottom in practice. I texted him this morning. I said, "You don't get on the fence at all this weekend. See what that car could really do." But he's been running the bottom, and he's been having great times and great speed.
Yeah.
If you don't got to go up to find speed, don't go up there. His car obviously has a great front end to get through the bumps, the stops, the springs, everything.
I think Elliott is safe to do right now.
Have issues like most of the guys do get through there.
Here comes Elliott.
It's calling back to the front. Joey Logano, he's out over a
Here
second
comes
on Kyle
Elliott.
Busch. And I think this race
Here
is
comes
Logano and his team. You know, Joey, they really haven't shown a lot of speed in the regular season, and they unloaded fast here in practice. They qualified well. They were good all the way through practice, and I think that's important to now take off here early in the race and drive away from Kyle Busch, who many people believe is a contender to win the championship, or maybe the fifth. But this has been a good racetrack for Joey Logano, and I think that when you go to somewhere that you've been good, he's led Max in 5 straight races
I
here.
actually
When you
think
go
Chase
somewhere that you've been
Elliott's
good,
gonna
you need to
actually
be good right now at the start of the playoffs. You've got to build some positive momentum.
Weatherman,
Right now, it's going that way for Joey Logano.
And this team very hungry. They did not make the playoffs last year. They want to show everyone they are championship contenders.
NASCAR Heat 3
Yes.
is available
It's
now
presented
on
by.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
Oh!
and PC. Go to NASCARHeat.com today.
It even shows Chase Elliott actually winning. Oh! Oh no!
And I'm John Morway. As multi-sport megastars, we win a lot on the field.
So we want to help you win off the field.
Which is why we're teaming up with FanDuel.
Right back.
FanDuel's new Guru tool guides you through the lineup building process so you can be confident in your picks. Ma'am?
There's more ways to win on FanDuel. Get a $20 bonus with your first deposit.
We give every Honda ATV and side-by-side the technology you need to seize the day. Class-leading technology like automatic dual-clutch transmission. Exclusive to Honda, the DCT lets you in automatic mode or manual mode, so you get sporty off-road performance and workhorse muscle all in one. And now you can seize the day and seize the deals with factory-to-dealer incentives on the Honda ATV or Pioneer side-by-side you've been waiting for. It's all happening at the Honda 4-Wheel Clearance event, going on now.
We're more than just $7.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Don't toss it, JB weld it.
Hey! That's Norris. Can you sound my Tacoma?
I'll be glad to. From the fist of a legend rises a new action star. A hero who's there to save the day and the night. So fearless, so rugged, he's tough as Chuck.
You replaced me with a truck?
Toyota, let's go places.
New Amsterdam is America's first public hospital.
You know, we all feel like the system is too big to change, but we are the system. We need to change. Let's get into some trouble. Let's be doctors again.
New Amsterdam premieres September 25th on NBC.
Final race in the Verizon IndyCar Series. It's championship day. Time to bring the action. You cannot stop Scott Dixon. Alexander Rossi, what a win.
All the IndyCar races has Sonoma tonight.
It's Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Las Vegas. South Point 400. Well, this past Thursday, South Point hosted all 16 playoff drivers inside their showroom for Media Day. That was just part of the playoff buzz around South Point, as the casino floor itself underwent a full NASCAR transformation, further adding to the spectacle a photo op featuring a world-famous Budweiser Clydesdale actually ordering a drink from the bar. Joey Logano out front has an 0.8 of a second lead over Kyle Busch.
Well, we're only on lap 16 of this race, and it's a long race. Check this out right here. 144 degrees. When we showed that when this race started on the pace laps, it was 124 degrees. So already it's climbed 20 degrees, and it's not going to get cooler, Rick. Long day for these drivers.
Well, Rick, as we approach lap 20 here, and we see a lot of these cars running the bottom, I have to wonder if a lot of that is by design. Because talking to a lot of these crew chiefs into this, as they came out of practice, many of them had suffered right front blistering issues and tire issues in practice around the lap 20 mark in a run. So therefore, I have to wonder if some of these crew chiefs have told those drivers to stay on the bottom, to avoid going up top, to try and take care of those tires, Marty.
And Parker, it seems to be very team situational as to who has tire issues. But from what I'm hearing from a lot of teams, they are tight in the center, chattering the tires off of the corner. And I'm wondering from you, Jeff Burton, would that make you a little more worried about those right fronts for chattering going through center off on these corners?
If I'm chattering a tire, meaning the tire's actually bouncing up and down on the racetrack as I turn the wheel, yeah, that scares me to death if I'm worried about right fronts. And Steve, right front problems on a day like this where it's so hot, that's not unusual.
No, not unusual. And the concern is, I'm not sure there's anything you could do that you could fix it. You know, it is just the conditions. Over 100 degrees ambient, that right front tire is well north of probably 280 or 300. So Kelly, you know, you could try to coach your driver, you could tweak the setup, but in the end, it just may be race management. Understand when to push the car and when to be very patient.
Well, it sounds like something else that could be getting hot today are the brakes. Chase Elliott in the 9 car came across the radio to tell his team that he had a vibration. They did not spring into action. In fact, instead, I should say, Alan Gustus and the crew chief told him to turn on his brake fans to help cool the brakes, see if that would help solve the problem. Again, the crew has not reacted, so they're not calling the pit road. That might have been the solution.
It's going to be tough on the cars, tough on the drivers, tough on the pit crews. They're sitting down there in this heat. They're like special teams, right? They sit on the sidelines. They'll get 5, 6, 7 chances to react and do their thing today. Hard to stay focused in these conditions. How about this battle between the 41 of Kurt Busch, that blue car, that's Ryan Blaney in the 12, and the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. on the bottom of the racetrack. Perfect.
Well, guys, Danny Stockman, who was filling in for Justin Alexander on the 3 car, told me that Austin Dillon is on kill this morning as he enters the playoffs. Well, guess what? He started this race 38th, and he just passed 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson to get in the 20th position. 18 cars. What an incredible run by this 3 car early in the race.
And we do want to congratulate Justin Alexander because they had a baby. And so that is why the crew chief for the 3 team is not here. And up front, Logano, that gap that was 0.8 of a second has now closed to about a half a second, even under a half a second. So Kyle Busch, Las Vegas native, is closing in on Joey Logano.
Yeah, Kyle's just been kind of clipping away a little bit at the time, and you can see they're both running in that bottom lane. We've heard from the pit road reporters how some teams want to run the bottom right now, but as Kyle gets close to Joey Logano, it's going to be tempting. There he goes, to the top. It's very tempting to go because there's so much cleaner air there. So he can make more time perhaps by jumping up on the outside. It didn't surprise me to see him try something different once he got about 5 or 6 car lengths behind him.
And Jeff, that's a fun battle for the lead on the left. On the right-hand side, Ryan Blaney struggling, falling back another position. He too saying he's tight, chattering the tires through the corner, really struggling. And his quote was, "I'm a roadblock out here." Steve, I don't know if Junior ever told you he was a roadblock, but that's not a good thing, is it?
Well, no, he's had a bunch of colorful terms. I'm not sure if roadblock ever made the list, but that happens. But he has to do this, right, Dale? Don't worry about the 42. I know it's frustrating, but only 25 laps, and you got to manage your equipment.
Well, he sees the Kyle Larson running that high side, going around him. He can just, you know, move around and see if that helps his car. Maybe try that high side and see what kind of speed he can find there. Larson's been driving through the field, moving up, and he's on the top of both ends of the racetrack. So I haven't seen
the 12 car move around much or move up the racetrack to see where the speed is in his car. So the battle for the lead up front, looking pretty good. There's a battle for third. Kevin Harvick takes that from Eric Jones.
Kyle Busch was looking to the inside of Joey Logano for the lead. And the gap had closed. Here we are. You see it back up on the high side.
So Kyle now is doing everything that Joey isn't. So Joey drove to the bottom in 3 and 4. Kyle went to the top. The last time in there, in 1 and 2, Kyle did the exact opposite of Joey. So now it's just a game of cat and mouse, Rick. Joey's trying to not let Kyle know where he's going to go, and Kyle's just reacting to it. See right there, Joey went to the bottom, so Kyle, to the middle rather, so Kyle just went straight to the bottom.
And Jeff, just before that gap started closing, Adam Stevens came on the radio and told Kyle Busch, Joey Logano looks like he's starting to get loose. Just keep clicking off those consistent lap times. And right at that point, he started gaining right to him.
He was within a car length there for a moment, exiting turn 2. A little bit of gap between the two of them as they go through 3 and 4 and back across the grandstands. Kelly.
And Joey Logano's spotter, TJ, is trying to tell Joey every move that the 18 car is making. Meanwhile, as the 18 car observed, he is getting a little loose in one end. Joey Logano's been working the track bar, but it's not helping. In fact, it's kind of hurting on one end of this racetrack. They're going to have to get the balance sorted down on pit road.
Talk about how you battle, how you race, how you complete a pass or try to make a pass. I think this is the best way to watch. We're on the roof of Kyle Busch's second place car, the yellow car in front of him, Joey Logano, as they head down to turn 1. It's going to be lane selection. Joey Logano, where are you going to go? Kyle Busch doesn't want to follow. He's going to pick a different lane. Yeah, he's been running that high side and gaining on Joey, and I think that he wants to continue that trend, continue running high. But as he gets closer to Joey, Joey's getting that information about where he's at, where he's running, what line he's running to close in on him. Joey's, and I say this in a nice way, he's one of those guys that really does a lot of blocking. Even on tracks like this, Joey will drive wherever he needs to make it tough on your car, aerodynamically. So he moves around with that information he's getting, or just what he sees from Kyle Busch in the mirror. Well, as these two battle, don't look now. This is out the front of the 18, but on corner exit, you got to see that white number for that Mobil 1 machine of Kevin Harvick, Dave. He has entered the picture.
And as you guys talk about how different drivers do things, how they search that line and get that information is different from driver to driver. Kevin Harvick will do the searching and then be told whether or not that was a better lap. He'll hear, that was really good, or that wasn't as fast. Dale Earnhardt Jr., what did you like to do? Did you like to be told where to go? Or at least hear the times and know what worked?
Yeah, I wasn't a guy that liked to hear lap times. But TJ was always giving me information about where guys were running on the racetrack. The thing about it is, if you're gonna run, if you run the high side, it's when to go up there. You can go up there too soon and not make enough time, or actually lose time to guys running the bottom. So just finding out who's making time up there. The first guy that goes up there and he runs fast, I want to know that right away. Give me that information. Somebody's at the top. Somebody's making it work.
Racing fan.
Joey Logano stays up front, but closing in, Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick.
Kyle Busch got a little bit wiggly.
We the people, defined by the moments we share with our families and our friends, doing the things we love. We the people are always stronger when we're together. The 2018 Ford Expedition, the J.D. Power highest-ranked large SUV in initial quality.
That'll be $15.42. I just need your favorite color, your ring size, your dental records, the name of your first crush.
Tired of being asked for too much information? At Credit One Bank, we keep it simple. Just enter your name and last 4 digits of your social security number to see if a platinum credit card offer is waiting for you. Earn 1% cashback rewards on everyday eligible purchases with the official credit card of NASCAR.
I'm NASCAR. Fortnite. Hey Joe, what's up? You wanna play? Joe, you wanna play? Do you want to play? Joe! 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 Joe? Joe? Joe?